The first of 3 PFL World Tournament Finals cards has concluded, and we now have the welterweight champion and the featherweight champion, and both of them are undefeated fighters. We have to jump into those results and what could be next for each of them right now. First, we start in the main event of the evening as Thad Jean improved to 11-0 as a professional and got the win over the former interim Bellator champion Logan Storley via unanimous decision. Thad looked very good throughout the 25-minute bout that he had here, dropping Logan Storley in round number 2 and nearly finishing him with a straight teep kick up the middle at the end of the round. He did great in terms of his defensive grappling, stalling the game of Logan Storley that he is so known for down on the mat, and really just picked him apart on the feet en route to getting a 49-46 on 2 scorecards and a 48-47 on the third. He is now a PFL World Champion and has a $500,000 check to go cash at his bank this upcoming week, and he is slowly becoming one of the biggest names on the entire Professional Fighters League roster and is beginning to stack together as good of a resume as you can for being in the PFL, because it's now interim champion Logan Storley. Prior to that, it's a victory over the former undisputed champion Jason Jackson. 11 wins to his name now, with 6 of them by finish, and he is still only 27 years of age with a ton of time and potential left to fill. And while it is kind of hard to matchmake for these PFL champion / tournament winners moving forward, there are 2 men that make sense for both of our new champions. First, for Thad Jean, I think it has to be Magomed Umalatov, who is 18-1, 33 years old, out of Russia, and has finished 14 of his 18 victories, including his last one over Anthony Ivy in June, where he knocked him out in the first round. He made his way to the 2024 championship finals. However, he would lose to fellow Russian fighter Shamil Musayev. However, for last year's champion Musayev, he has yet to fight in 2025, so I'm unsure if there's injury or illnesses or something else going on that's keeping him out of the cage. So if he is unable to fight, then it makes plenty of sense to do Umalatov versus Thad Jean, and if Shamil Musayev is ready, then that's the fight to make. It's last year's champion versus the 2025 champion Thad Jean. And in the co-main event featherweight championship bout, we saw Movlid Khaybulaev remain undefeated in his own right, and he did so by getting the 5th round victory and stoppage via submission over Jesus Pinedo, who prior to this fight was on a 5-fight knockout win streak and was the 2023 PFL World Champion. Movlid dominated this fight from minute 1 to minute, let me do the math, 21-17, because it ended at the 1 minute 17 mark of round number 5 via arm triangle choke, and he absolutely mauled Jesus Pinedo in this fight. He was taking him down at will, controlling him, landing shots on the ground, obviously going for and chasing submissions until he was able to secure it in the 5th and final. And at 34 years of age, still right on the edge of those prime years, he is now 24-0 with a draw to his name. Yes, he technically does have a no contest where he would be knocked out against Daniel Pineda, but that was way back in 2019, and it was overturned due to a positive drug test on the side of Pineda. So he is undefeated no matter which way you want to split it. And he's got quite the resume now as well. Wins over Brendan Loughnane, Chris Wade, Jeremy Kennedy, and now Jesus Pinedo. This one, of course, by way of stoppage. And he is now the first fighter to ever win the OG PFL tournament / season style and the new world tournament style here. And as for what could be next for Movlid, there were 2 names that I discovered when digging through the PFL featherweight roster. The first is probably not going to happen. It's because he also hails from Dagestan and has trained with Khabib Nurmagomedov, and that is Tamir Khizriev. He is the 29-year-old 18-0 featherweight who defeated Brendan Loughnane in the 2024 championship to become the winner and tournament champion. And before his 4-0 run in the PFL season last year that included wins over Gabriel Braga and Brendan Loughnane, he was 3-0 in Bellator between November of 2022 and November of 2023, and he finished it with a win over Justin Gonzalez before the PFL Bellator merger. But again, I realize they both are out of Russia, they both train with Khabib Nurmagomedov. It's likely that that fight will not happen. So if it doesn't, there's another name that I found, and it's the former Bellator featherweight champion, AJ McKee. We just saw AJ fight in July on that PFL South Africa card, where he got a victory over Ahmed Magomedov via decision and proved a 23-2 as a professional, is still in his prime at 30 years old, and in that fight against Magomedov, he made his return to 145 pounds after a multiple-year stint up at lightweight. He's the biggest name homegrown talent that Bellator ever produced, arguably outside of maybe a Michael Venom Page, and he is still one of the most elite featherweights on planet Earth today, no matter what organization you want to talk about. So if we can pair him up up with the now champion Movlid Khaybulaev, we will find out who the best featherweight in the world is for the PFL. So give me your thoughts on this first finals event for the PFL down in the comments below. What do you make of this new tournament? Do you like this style better than the seasons that we have typically been used to as I knock my damn microphone off its stand? And do you agree with my matchmaking as we move forward? Because again, I know it's a little tough to kind of look into the future for what could happen for these Professional Fighters League fighters, but I at least tried to make sense of it and give some reasonable accommodations. Just let me know if you agree down below. If you enjoyed this recap, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new, because we are on the road to reaching 1,000 subscribers before the end of 2025, and any and all support is greatly appreciated. Alongside recaps of the most meaningful results every weekend, I also break down and preview the biggest and best fights heading into each card, and I give my thoughts and opinions on MMA news and fight announcements. You can join the community on social media at Verbal Spar MMA on X, Instagram, and TikTok, as well as like the Facebook page Verbal Sparring MMA, and you can follow along on your favorite audio listening platforms such as Spotify and Apple, where every Monday and Friday podcast episodes release there. Have a great week, and I will see you all in the next video.